Today we are going to understand a very interesting topic in Java, why to override equals and hash code method. So before we understand it, I just want to tell you what is the problem if we don't override the equals and hash code method. So let's divide this topic into multiple parts. First, I will go with the equals method and then we will go with the hash code method. So my first question is, what is the problem if we don't override the equals method? So stay tuned to the end of this video to get all of your answers. Okay, so let's understand this problem with our demo. So let me just create a new class, student, and just I'm creating like ID, and I'm creating one name. I'm creating, say, age. Let's go with these three variables. Now I'm creating one constructor, parameterized constructor, where I'm just writing all of those values so I can just assign them. So I'm just writing this dot id is equals to id, this dot name is equals to name, this dot age is equals to age. Yeah, perfect. So we have created one parameterized constructor where I have just assigned the values of all the variables. Okay, now let me create one main method where let me create one object of this student class. Student object is equals to new student. Let me just assign the values in this constructor. Let me take name as test and age as 20. Okay, so I've created one object. Let's create another object of this. Command C, command V, and I just created student object 1 with the same values. Okay, now let me first of all print the values of this. Okay, so let's use student id age obj dot id. Perfect. Then I can write student name plus obj dot name, and I'm writing student age. Okay, and printing the age as well, age. Okay, I'm just copying it, pasting it for another object of student. Okay, sorry, I just forgot to add the reference of that object. Okay, now let me print it out and check that my program is working. Yeah, student id is 1, student name is this. Yeah, let me add one more space here. Student age is 20. Perfect. So the program is working fine till now. Now okay, so just pause this video for a 2 seconds and tell me the output of this object dot equals object 1. So you know that equals is a method of an object class where it would compare the object. So what would be this output of this equals? Okay, I'm just running the program and I can see the output is false. So if you go back to this problem, that if we don't override the equals method, then you can see that the output is coming as false when the values are same for this student object. Correct? Now let's say I'm creating one object of string class, say string a is equals to new string, and I'm writing here Purendra, Perfect. I'm writing string b is equals to new string parent. Okay, and if I write say so a dot equals b, see the output. Output is true, and here the values are also same, but the objects are different. So output is true, but in this case the output is not true. Why? So the problem here is that we don't override the equals method. But if we go to this string class has override this equals method. You can see that this is a string equals method which is in the string class. Okay, let me remove this. I've just taken this for an example. So to achieve this part, what we can do is we can override the equals method. So how to override? So if I see I'm hoping that everyone is aware about method overloading and method overriding. So this is one of the concept which I will explain in the coming videos. But if you see this equals method, so equals method implements an equivalence relation on null object references. So for the overriding, we have to use the same method signatures and method values. So let me write public boolean equals, and I can write object O. Okay, so first we can see from this descriptions that it should be non-null, right? It should be non-null object reference. So what I will do, if O is equals to null, then return false. Perfect. Now I will to override this equals method in student class, I will use here student object is equals to I will just typecast this object to student class, and then I will just check return object dot id is equals to this dot id, and object dot name is equals to this dot name, and object dot age is equals to this dot age. Perfect. So I have overridden this method. I can also add override annotation for a better Java documentation. So if I now run this program, let's see the output. So the output is true. So I hope that everyone understand this concept, that what is the problem if we don't override the equals method. Okay, so if we don't override this equals method, then the output is coming as false, because it is just using the method of object class. And if we have not overridden this equals method in student class, so it is using the method of object class. Once we have override it, and to resolve this problem, we just override this method, and we can see the output is coming as true. Okay, we have overridden the equals method. We will go further. I can see there is another challenge as well now. Okay, so if I come back to the program, I can see there is another challenge. Okay, let me show you that challenge. So suppose if I create a set of student class, so I am writing set student student set is equals to new hash set. Okay, so I have written here. Now I write student set dot add object, and I write student set dot add object 1. So if I talk about the set properties, the set should not contain the duplicate values. If we try to add any duplicate value, it should override, right? So here I am adding object, student object 1 and student object. Okay, now let me print out this student set for you guys. So as per the set definitions, there would be only one, there would be only one value in this. So let me print out the size of this student set, and what we can see, there are two values instead of one. Okay, we also override the equals method. But we can see in the student set there are two values. Okay, but if we see about the student object, yeah, there are two values as well. But let's see, I put it 2 and then I run this program. Then it is understandable that equals method is also returning me false. That's why it has added two values. But why now it is adding me two values when the values are same for the student object? So how to resolve this challenge now? Like, how to resolve this collection challenge where the duplicate values are not allowed and values are duplicate. So to resolve this type of challenge, there is a concept of a hash code. So before we understand much about hash code, I will go through the Java docs where I can show you the hash code method, which is also present in the java.lang.object class. So it returns a hash code value for the object. Okay, this method is supported for the benefit of hash tables such as those provided by HashMap. So if you sorry, let me go again. Yeah, if you read this statement, if two objects are equal according to the equals method, then calling the hash code method on each of the two objects must produce the same integer result. So it is a definition of a hash code. Okay, so let me go back to this. Okay, and I can show you that how to resolve this challenge. So what we can do, we can also override the hash code. So just let me write public int hash code. Okay, and I can just because hash code was generated using some calculation, so I'm just for I'm just putting some random number and I'm returning number into age into ID, because it would provide me unique values always. Okay, so this is the hash code. Now I have overridden this, so let me write the override annotation. Okay. Okay, so the issue was coming because I provided the wrong naming convention. So the correct method name is hash code, because it is following the camel casing convention. So when I just write it, now let me run this program again. Now you can see the student set size is coming as 1, because whenever it is adding the values in this hash set, it is also validating the hash code values, and at the hash code values of these two objects are equal. That's why it is also storing a single value instead of multiple values, which is the correct way. Okay, any questions? No? So as per Java docs as well, if the two objects are equal, according to the equals method, we have to call the hash code method, because it would provide the same integer result. Okay, and I showed you as well on the Java docs on the hash code method. So we understand why the overriding of equals and hash code method is required using our code. Okay, I hope that everyone understand it, and if no, please let me know in the comment section so I can make a better explanation. Now I have a question for you guys. What if we override the hash code method only? So earlier we have tried that if we override the equals method only, then we are facing a challenge with this code. We are getting multiple values in the set. Now I have a question. What if we override the hash code method only? Okay, so I would recommend it everyone to use this program and just comment down this equals method and try to run this program and see the changes. It would provide you a better explanation that why we required both the methods. Okay. Okay, so that's all from my end.